And 3, 2, 1, and we're live. Welcome to CicadaCast. This is the Skinny Malone and the Gang podcast, brought to you by Cicada Studios. My name is Danny.
I'm Brandon.
I'm Dennis.
Okay. I'm joined by my two friends, Brandon and Dennis, as you just heard. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourselves? Brandon, you can go first since I said your name.
Like a full introduction.
I just let them know who you are.
Oh, I'm Brandon.
He's Brandon.
I locked up.
Dennis, okay, we'll come back to you, Brandon. Dennis.
I'm Dennis.
Do you guys have lives, social lives?
Other
Do you
than playing
exist?
video
I mean,
games? Not
yeah.
really, no.
Currently unemployed.
Brandon is currently unemployed, but he is he's a
Yeah, I did.
a freelance designer.
Yeah, did a little teaching in the past. Really enjoyed that. Thought it was a great experience. Might go back to it one day, but for now, just kind of out here trying to work on my portfolio again and just get back in the groove.
True. What about you, Diener?
Excuse me. Yeah, no, I used to go to school with these two bozos, but we
Whoa!
I kind of gave up on that dream just because I wasn't really putting all that effort into it, to be honest with you. But hey, I can always go back to it.
Yeah, if it's not for you, it's not for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I still enjoy it, a little here, a little there. Seeing all the work Danny puts out, I'm just like, man, I could go back into that.
Wow.
Wow. I love your work, Danny.
Well, I'm also a graphic designer. I am a Brandon almost sneezed. Sorry. I'm a contract designer for Cicada Studios.
Bless you.
And Dennis, you're gonna have to stop with the faces, because this is not video. This is audio only, so they can't tell when I'm laughing and going like. They don't know why I'm laughing. But I do.
That's what makes it better.
Yeah. Yeah. If we had fucking video, that would make it better.
Okay. And?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Continue your introduction.
I am a designer for Cicada Studios. I help out with murals, merch, logos, branding, marketing, all that such. Not so much web design, because I can't read. But yeah, and this podcast kind of came along because I've always wanted to do a podcast of such, as such, in such, with such, and
That's a lot of suches.
yeah, I found two friendos at Rowan Cabarrus Community College, South Campus.
Hard on the highway.
And yeah, we hit it up.
Yeah, we did.
And yeah, that's where the podcast came along. We got the equipment, got the gear, got the headphones, and we're all mic'd up. We're mic'd up. We're
Double mic'd up.
yeah, double mic'd up,
Triple.
double glizzied up,
Don't forget me.
and yeah, that's it. That's the whole background to the podcast.
Yeah.
We just want to make some content for you guys.
Add that to the wiki.
Add that to the feet wiki, which is a thing.
A feet wiki?
Yeah, there's a Wikipedia archive just of celebrities' feet.
That's...
To like your homepage when you open up your browser.
Yeah, I got it bookmarked on Safari, Firefox, and Edge.
Don't forget Opera.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Opera GX.
Exactly.
This
For
video
gamers.
This podcast is brought to you by Opera GX. They make things.
It's not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
no,
it's
it's
not. Could be. They wanted it to be.
Do sponsor, you know? Why not?
Yeah, sponsor us.
Be funny.
I want to talk about things on this show. First thing is AI art. It's something
Okay.
I've been thinking about for a while, and since we're a design firm, I feel like we should weigh in our opinions. Well, my opinion, because I mean, you guys are just my buds. You're not technically like designers, but I'm just.
What are you trying to say, Danny?
I've thought about it a lot. I think. Well, what do you guys think first about the artificial intelligence artwork stealing jobs from real human artists? Starving artists are continuing to starve under this capitalist regime. What do you think?
I've got pretty strong opinions on it.
Oh,
I think it it depends on how you use it.
He's getting
like,
red in the face.
If you're like just passing it off as like, obviously sometimes it's really easy to tell, sometimes it's AI generated. And
Yeah.
I think like if you're passing it off as like, oh, I put hours work into it, like,
Yeah, I think like the fraud is like a big.
yeah.
It's very easy to like be fraudulent
But
with that tool.
with that being said, I do think it's a powerful tool for like ideation or like concepts that like you can't quite. Maybe you're like struggling to like make like fine tune an idea,
Yeah.
and I feel like it
Sometimes
can be
it's-
helpful to like as like a kickoff point for like your own project rather than like relying solely on it to create what you're trying to create.
Yeah. Some people do struggle with like getting like their mind to the paper or their mind to the
Yeah.
computer, and it can help with people like that. What, Dennis? What do you think about it?
I think it's pretty cool.
Mhm.
I do agree with what he says though about just don't play it off as if you did that all yourself.
Yeah.
It's an interesting thing because it's just, away from the idea of it being art, people do use it for
I'm sorry. You were saying?
away from the idea of art, there was that whole thing with like chat GPT, GGB or
Yeah,
GPT, and it's a whole AI thing that literally so many students have used.
Oh yeah,
And
for, like,
yeah,
I'm
writing
not gonna
papers
throw my
and
friend
stuff.
under the bus or anything, but I'm gonna throw him under the bus and be like, yeah, he used it for his like something airplane classes to like work in the control tower and stuff like that.
Paper airplane.
Yeah, I had a fold one. But he like put the topic in, bam, 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 bam. 2 seconds, it just created something for him, and he used it and got an A on it. That's the only thing I don't like about
Yeah,
it.
and I guess like some schools are implementing like ways to detect that now,
Yeah.
but that also causes a problem. Like I saw somebody post on Reddit a while back about how like they submitted something and then it like didn't pass the
Yeah.
AI generated test, even though they had legitimately written it.
Reddit. What's that? I've never been there. What's that?
It's a wonderful place.
Was it like a store?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like
For-
Spencer's.
Okay.
I don't know. Is it?
For me,
It can be a wonderful place. It just depends on
Yeah.
where you're at.
oh
But
yeah.
yeah.
There are some
Um,
chains in some very dangerous places
Yeah.
that
But to go back to that topic, how you had brought up that it helps with somebody who struggles to be creative. Like if we had that back in the day, I would have used that to like give me an idea because that was something I always struggled with creativity.
Yeah.
And I think like as long as you're just like using it as like a kickoff point, I don't really see anything wrong with that. Like
Right.
it's still like your idea that you came up with, as long as you're not typing in like, oh, minimalist geometric logo. Like
Yeah.
that's too like broad of a statement,
Yeah.
and like not enough of your like idea and thought has gone
Exactly.
into that.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I had struggled with at school, like earlier, just why I like kind of left that.
Yeah.
If I had that access, man, I would have used it, but obviously I'm never gonna like turn it in as my own work.
I think that's I kind of have a different view of it than y'all do. Well, not really. Maybe. I think as far as like people getting worried, I think it's for the time being. It seems a bit like how we got worried about the internet.
Yeah.
And like Google ruining people's ability to like learn, and like, oh, the iPhone's gonna have all the stuff you ever need, you're not gonna learn and all that. I feel like now we're thinking like this is the new fear where like AI art's gonna like ruin all art. But I think the same way, not to get into sports too much because we want to avoid sports talk on here, but like if like NASCAR or Formula One was just like drones driving the cars, we wouldn't watch it because it's boring. I
Yeah.
feel like that human element is what makes it
Yeah.
interesting.
And I
like
mean-
like Dale Earnhardt or Richard Petty is what I think when I think NASCAR. Lewis Hamilton or Mark Webber or Sebastian Vettel is who I think of when I think Formula One. And like I think as far as art, like if you show me a beautiful picture in a museum and you're like AI made it, I would care less. But if
Oh,
you told
for
me
sure.
like a local artist made this, I'd be like, oh wow. Like I feel like people still want that, like even if AI art grows, I feel like people would still want that human
Yeah, for
that
sure.
human connection in the art. I just artists that are a little scared, you don't have to heed my words too much.
I think
but
the
I just
scariest
think,
part is like
don't be too scared.
how cheaply it can be done, and like
Yeah.
Yeah, it's practically free.
yeah. So
You know,
like,
it's like
but obviously like, I still think it's a long way off from like
Killing all of us, putting us in the matrix.
from like really being a threat.
But what if we're in the matrix now? We don't know.
It's
I
the
don't-
singularity.
You think we're in a simulation?
Huh?
You think we're in a simulation? Think it's possible? Elon said it,
I
and
don't
he's
know.
never wrong.
If we're in a simulation, like, I really like roll bad on stats for the simulation, like,
Probably should have coded myself with better
Yeah,
knees.
or if like I'm being controlled by somebody, like somebody playing a game, like they just want me to be miserable.
Could have put a few more inches. But off the like AI art and like
Yeah.
making it like
Yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal
one-
right now. It's definitely one of those things that's just like I
One-
see it as a new entry into art.
one thing I do worry about, and this is something that we can rehash from the scrapped episode, because I'm stupid and I didn't record myself properly, and we're back in the seat now. This is the first episode ever. This is episode 1. There was no other episode 1. It doesn't exist. It's in your mind. But I think I do feel kind of worried for teachers. I feel like you can't teach someone to be creative, but you can teach them how to be creative. I think like you can show someone that they are creative, because I think we all are, because humans are very intelligent creatures. I think we all can be creative, and I think teachers help with that. But I feel like AI art is kind of like the end all
Taking
be
away
all.
from that.
Yeah, it's like because my two main professors at RCCC was and I don't know Mr. first name, but Mr. And they were wonderful
It goes with a
teachers.
J.
Oh, there's Jim.
Jim, yeah.
Jolene. But yeah, those were two very inspirational people in my life, and I feel like if I just learned from AI, I feel like I would be nowhere near as successful as I am now, because I think I owe a lot of my success to them.
Yeah.
What are y'all talking about?
Well, like people that like are like submitting work that wasn't theirs,
Oh.
or that they just like
Yeah.
I know some people
Yep.
blatantly
Yeah.
copied.
would cut some corners.
But yeah, no, they're definitely. I agree with that. They were the two. I liked every single T-shirt I had, but they were the two that really showed me what I was capable of doing, what I was able to do during those classes, and then eventually at some point realized that maybe it's not for me.
Yeah.
You know, and it's one of those things that
Yeah.
I like about them, because some teachers don't like the fact just telling it straightforward. He knew if somebody was struggling, if he knew they couldn't do it, he will tell them like, "Hey, this might not be for you."
This
Yeah,
isn't
he
for
was
you, dog.
straightforward.
Like,
yeah.
But I see it as a good thing rather than holding back and making them believe that they can really do it.
Yeah, for sure.
You
He
know.
was sent to the shadow realm if he needed to.
Yeah.
I think you can't get babied everywhere in life. I think
No.
there has to be points where you are challenged. There has to be
Exactly.
points where because if you're never challenged, then that means you're never doing anything new, and
Mhm.
there's no way you're going to do the same thing from year 1 to year 100.
Oh,
Like the way I learned growing up was like very, you suck, so get better. for me that just works. Like, but that doesn't work for everybody else.
Mhm.
Like if I'm playing a game, or like if I'm trying to do something, and like someone just flat out tells me, well, it's because it just looks like shit, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, it does, and then I'll retry and I'll do
Yeah.
better. But not everyone learns that way, which is
Yeah.
very good.
I think it's
Good.
important to like recognize what kind of makes you thrive,
Yeah.
like in a learning environment, whether it be like self-taught or in school.
Verbal abuse is what makes me thrive.
I sucked horribly at, like, it was typography. There we go. I could not do that lettering stuff. I'm like, yeah, I'm never gonna like properly do this.
That was
I
my
knew
first
it was,
class,
like-
my
was
first
it?
graphic design class, technically, in my major.
My first one was Brandon was
2D
2D
design.
Yeah. We're not gonna call names or anything. Then I just remember like the first thing that comes up is like 3 years later or whatever. He had used this teacher had used one of your like artworks in some event.
Yeah.
Never came in contact with you about it.
Probably can't go too far into that.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
yeah, there was some.
No hard feelings.
He used
Yeah.
some AI art and got Brandon's name.
Work. I mean, obviously it was good enough to be used, so.
Right. Yeah.
From what I saw, it looked good. I don't know what it was, but it looked good. It
There,
inspired.
there were some things that had been altered on it that I didn't do that did not look good.
Oh, I
like
did not know that.
the type had been reset on it and not done very well.
Mm.
And that's what I really did not like was like it was my design, but then like some really bad type work.
Yeah.
And I was
okay. Like they made it worse. You're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I wasn't
I
happy.
didn't know that part. I just knew that this person had used it in some sort of event. That's it. I didn't know that they changed something up.
Bro,
What?
I got some stories about my about my college classes before I took graphic design. Cause I
No, you
my-
went for anything else besides graphic design.
well no my major was graphic design, but I had to take a few classes
Oh,
before
like general
I started
ed
taking
stuff?
Yeah, and I had a writing class that was fun. I had a art history class that was boring. I hated it. I didn't like the teacher either. If she's listening, I don't care. But I had a drawing class, and that class had a lot of colorful characters in it. I'm not gonna
you're
not gonna drop any names, but I remember there was 2 distinct moments in that class where
the class that you had with Dennis.
He's saying
no.
before his graphic design stuff.
Oh,
yeah, this was like before
so
all
not
of that.
illustration. It was in actual drawing.
It was
Okay.
like drawing, and there was this one guy who we had like a critique like Tomlin would do with us, where at the end of the week you show your project in front of everybody and you like explain like your reasoning behind what you did like artistically, and then you get critiqued on it and all that. And everyone went up and it was fine, and then this one dude went up. He was last, and just for preface on this person, one day his mom brought him his wallet and was like, "You left your wallet at home," and he was like, "Thanks, mommy." Homie was like 25.
You know what? I'm not as weirded out as that because I have some coworkers who call their dad daddy. I was like, ugh. And they're like 50. I'm just like, ugh. It's weird.
If it was 20 years ago, I would be less weirded out.
If it was like a Southern Belle in like 1960s Louisiana, oh, that's my daddy, I'd be like, yeah, that's how they talk. But 25-year-old guy being like, thanks, mommy. Woo! Woo!
Is 25 at that time?
That's rough.
But he went up to get critiqued, and we started critique. Our critiques were very like minimal because this was like my first class where I ever did a critique, so I didn't know like how hard to go.
Yeah.
And his art wasn't bad, so I gave a slight critique. I don't remember exactly what it was, and he got like visibly red. He was standing up and he was like. He got like visibly red, and then another person chimed in and was like, "Yeah, I kind of agree with what Danny said, because the teacher told us like piggyback off of ideas, like don't just let someone say something and like let them hang, So she piggybacked off my idea, and then Buddy cried.
Really?
He was in front of us and he was like, and I was like. There's no way. I just stopped looking at him. I stopped talking. I just turned around and started doodling in my notebook. I was like,
Started laughing.
I didn't. No, I didn't.
You
But
wanted
if I
to.
would have kept looking at him, maybe. Because, okay, we can feel bad for the guy, but he was 25 in college. When are you ever going to get your art critiqued ever in your life again, besides here?
Good luck posting anything online.
Yeah.
Oh, online is worse.
And,
you're not gonna have fun with that.
So I got a text from my mommy. He cried, and there's another girl who, this one I'm not good with cringe. So like when I'm telling this story, it's hard to tell this story because just thinking about the moment. So the guy that cried, he was very into anime. So it's already going downhill. Anime, for those who don't know, is like Japanese cartoons basically. And this girl was also there. She was in anime. And one day they were like acting out their favorite anime characters. And they
Is this real?
yeah.
Is this real right now?
Yeah, they were in class. This was during the regular school day. Everyone was working, and they just stood up and they were done. So they were just kind of hanging out. And the teacher, Mr. Vritoff was his name or something like that.
I don't know.
Shout
Never
out
heard
him.
him.
He was cool. He was pretty cool. He was a good teacher. But yeah, they stood up and were acting out their favorite anime characters. One of them was Natsu, and the other one was like a yandere character, and she was like
Oh, what character?
yandere. It's like the girl that's like, I like you, but I'm like being mean about it. It's like Rukia from Ichigo, Rukia from Bleach, or Sakura from Naruto. Like
Okay.
I like you, but I'm abusing you to show I like you, type of thing. Tsundere is like girls that are like, I like you and I'm super like Hinata. You know.
Okay.
I just felt like
101.
I just felt like dropping them facts on you, Dennis. But yeah, she stood up and she was like, "This is how she did it. So don't come to me for the accent, okay? This is how she did it." She was like, "Onami-no-ki-san," and he was like, "Torekiri-matsutari," and they were in class, in the middle of class, doing and she was doing the, and I was like,
like the over dramatic movements that they do. Like,
these were real humans doing this in class in front of everyone. And I was like, can you please just not do this right now? And they were loud. They were yelling.
I don't know if I could have
Stayed there.
Yeah, I'd have had to walk out.
I went. Luckily enough for me, lunch was in 5 minutes, or class over in 5 minutes. I was about to take lunch, so I just put on headphones and listened to 2 songs to fill up those 5 minutes, and I dipped, and I never came back because I finished my work. And he was like, "Well, you can just take off." But yeah, that's
that would make me uncomfortable.
Yeah, 'cause I'm a pretty big nerd, but
I'm not that bad.
Yeah, I wouldn't go. My friends are my power, something like that.
I got the power of God and anime on my side. I wonder if voice effects work. Does this work? Is this coming into the?
yeah,
You can hear it.
Yeah.
it's working.
Okay, she was like, and the guy was like, and that's what they did.
Yeah, that would
Those are the Dan effects.
it would have been bad enough like on my own, but if the 3 of us would have been in class together, or just 2 of us in class
Dude.
together, it would have been
We
over.
would never get work done.
The 3 of us could not have had class together.
We already struggled.
We
with
had
certain-
graphic design 2 together. Yeah.
Mhm.
But we didn't really know each other then. But it took 1 day for us to really get, because that's how I that classroom. I was friends with everybody, because if you're in class with me, we're gonna see each other every day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk to you.
You knew everybody there before us because
Yeah,
you
we
met
were
them in your,
the new kids.
the new kids on the blocks we came
Yeah.
from the other campus.
Yeah, and I noticed that everybody else was kind of standoffish to you guys at first, because it was that classroom tribalism, But
Yeah.
I was like,
Who are these people? You coming onto my turf?
"Come on, my turf, kid." Boss says you can't come around here no more.
We run this side of the school.
Yeah, true. But I was like, well, I'll talk to them. I'll talk to both of them. I'll make friends. I'll make amends.
How did I know with Brandon, for example? We
Y'all already knew each other,
we
right?
knew each other in 2D when I was sitting next to
Yeah, I
one
guess
of the
we'd
vending
known each
machine.
other for a whole semester
Right.
before we met him.
Yeah,
know each other in
I
3D?
know. I was sitting next to the vending machine bench that was there, and he just comes along and sits there. That's how I
Sits on
remember.
your lap.
He kissed me on my forehead and sat on my lap.
Like, he's pretty cool. He's pretty cool. And I just, like, we went to class, and I was just like, you know what? I'm going to just, like, butt buddy with him. So I just sat literally right next to him. When I remember it just because there was only, like, 6 or 7 of us in that class.
I think we ended up with, like, 3.
We ended up with, like, 3 or 4 at the end of the, like, semester.
What, everybody quit after that financial aid?
Pretty much.
Based.
But,
Yeah,
I remember just because there were multiple seats. It's one of those situations where it's like you could have sat anywhere else.
It was like
just to sit right next to.
Well, it was like there also wasn't that many seats. It was kind of like one of those like there was desks like in a U shape basically, but like all facing towards the center.
That's how my art class was. Yeah, my drawing class.
And that's how we just from there just started talking a lot.
And then
I started engaging a little bit more.
The next day, like we kind of realized we had another class together, so I was like, guess we're pals.
Well,
I don't know how you and I met.
When y'all met me, it was way different because I broke the ice way early.
I met you first, and then
Yeah, because y'all had y'all had illustration.
I think the first. Didn't you say the first thing I ever said to you when you and?
Oh, that wasn't the first thing.
Oh, okay, that wasn't the first thing.
It was before we were like
really cool,
really like friends.
Yeah. I break the ice in very direct ways because I like direct people, so I tend to be direct sometimes. I think I made a face at you, didn't I? Or you said that's how
I think one of the things, like you were like looking back at me and laughing because you were in the front row, me and Dennis were in the back.
Yeah.
And I just I did like the throat slit. Like not being serious, but I was like.
Yeah,
like I'm gonna test it out, see if he thinks this is funny. Like,
what if I was just like
if you would have been offended or like gone and like told the teachers? That would have been so awkward. But I was like, I'm just gonna like stare dead at this guy and like run my thumb across my throat.
What are you doing back there?
But no, I guess like I figured you would laugh at it. So
yeah. I think I remember.
I know. For us, we were in illustration. You sat at the front next to a certain someone that we're not going to get. That was quick. All right, I wasn't expecting that to happen so fast. Obviously, no names. These are all.
That's not what I thought you were gonna say.
What do you think I was gonna say?
I can't say it.
Okay, that's fair.
It's for our own private laughter.
Yeah. But, you were sitting. You were sitting next to a certain someone, but then I don't remember what got you to come sit towards the back with me.
Them.
Was it them? It was that because why? Okay.
That's believable.
Yeah, I just got tired of sitting next to them.
I feel there was a point in time we had eye contact because we saw what the certain someone was looking at, and we were just shocked to see it. And we're like, "What the fuck is that? Why is Why is this person looking at that stuff in class?"
It's so specific. We can't go into what they were looking at because they would immediately know who we're talking about. But
they could probably still figure it out.
But who cares though, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Let's not put anybody on blast.
Yeah. Let's not. But yeah, I said absurd things to both of you, and that's how you broke the ice.
Yeah.
I say definitely you.
It was.
I still don't remember saying that. I can't say it on here.
We can't say it, right? I was gonna be like, oh wait, what'd you tell him?
It wasn't anything like bad. It was just very absurd and vulgar, too vulgar for YouTube. So let's just keep that under wraps. But it was very, very funny.
It was funny.
I remember you laughed at.
I was in shock when you.
I'm proud.
You proposed I did a certain thing. I was like,
I was happy to do it.
I've been waiting for this moment.
You take a cowboy hat out of your book bag. You just hear. Dun, 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 dun. You just
tumbleweed blows by.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out what that screech was in the beginning.
You know, whenever like a old spaghetti western, when it's always like the bird in the sky,
Is that what that's supposed to be?
Like a single bird sitting on a post or something.
Okay,
like a vulture.
Okay, I guess. Yeah, like a crow or something.
It sounds more like somebody opening up like the doors to a saloon or something.
Oh yeah,
It's just the push doors.
Let's
That's
hear
all
your
it
fucking
is.
bird noise. Go. Let's hear it.
Oh no, I'm good.
That's what I thought. Dude.
Good call. There you go.
That's pretty good.
Look at that. Yeah.
I can do a good dog.
I'll let you know. I was called out for being really good at making wind sounds in second grade. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. We were reading a
believe-
book.
we've been friends for all this time, and you kept this under wraps.
Homie was in the back of class.
No, this is how it went. We were reading a book, and the book is just like, oh, then like the wind started blowing. I'm just like, ooh. It sounded like a fucking ghost. And the teacher was like, hey, good job, Dennis. That was nice. I was like, yes.
I can do really good wind noise.
The one-man folio sound production.
The teacher's like, yes, Ennis, that's very good wind noise.
No, I think I had like one more thought that kind of popped in my mind about the AI thing. Is that
Oh yeah,
like,
I forgot. We were
Yeah.
talking about things.
though it's not a problem now, like I think now is the time to like try to put forward like some type of regulation that like ensures like protection of like creative jobs that like could potentially be affected. Like,
What do you mean?
I don't know if it'd be like, I don't know if it'd be like a tax or if it would be like, okay, like businesses, like maybe there's like a union of artists or something. Then like you have to like go through like one of like a union member or something.
Well,
I don't know.
America
I'm not
loves unions.
I'm not a lawmaker, so
America loves unions. If we learn from history, those always go great.
heard Starbucks CEO's a really big fan of unions.
And Jeff Bezos. Why did he want to go to space?
Because he's got money, he could do whatever the fuck he wants.
But like what? But like, it just seems like a weird goal for like.
I mean, he dragged like other people with him too.
He dragged him on the ship.
Or I won't
Come
say.
on,
Bound-
He convinced,
bound
I
by their
guess,
hands.
other people.
You're
Like,
coming to space.
what was that Star Trek guy's name?
I gotta eat something while I'm out there.
Captain
America?
Captain
Oh, I'm
Kirk,
talking
I
about
think.
William Shatner.
Yeah, there we go. Like he went up there with him.
Shatner.
William.
I think he was going to see some aliens.
Probably.
Think he was going to talk to some aliens.
He's probably one himself.
Think they're real? You think there are aliens on other planets?
I wouldn't necessarily say that there's.
What about
I don't
on
know.
this? What
I don't
about
know.
in this solar system? Do you think there's life?
I think
anywhere?
there's potentially like bacteria or something like in like some kind of like
in
like
Mars.
subsurface ocean or like on what's that moon? Is it Titan? Is that the moon that they were talking about? Like
Jupiter's moon. Yeah.
sending something up to like drill down into like through the ice. Like I feel
You don't think
like
there's
there's
like
probably
some,
at least like bacteria or
you
something
don't think
there.
there's just some bipedal guys walking around going
Um,
Bombaclad?
Big ups.
Maybe not in our solar system, but yeah, like.
I mean, there's still so much left to discover in our own
Like-
solar system. It's
But I feel like
great.
there's
But like we can't like discover like Jupiter or like right because like it's like a giant ball of like storms. Like if there's anything living on it, we like. We
Oh no,
wouldn't
you
be able
can't
to
get
know.
close to it because I think it's like pure fucking sulfur or something like that. Like
Like-
super concentrated.
What if something can just survive on that planet? It's just chilling.
yeah, I think
It's just being chilling.
one of the things people are like, oh, well, like this planet doesn't have like a habitable like ecosystem, and it's like,
Yeah, for
well, you're
us.
just like assuming that like everything like breathes oxygen, like there could be something that like breathes
Every-
nitrogen, and
Everything's human out there. If I can't go out there, then else can go out there.
What gets me is the fact that all these other like planets or rocks or whatever have these cool ass names or like number names, and we just got the moon. It's like moon,
Diamond.
you know.
well, I mean, yeah,
There you got.
it is kind of weird that like we've named the moons of other planets, but not our moon.
Yeah, ours is just moon. It's like, why not something else?
So
Now you
like,
got Titan. You got
well, I mean, yeah, I
Oh.
guess moon isn't a name.
Yeah.
Moon is like what it is.
Yeah,
I never thought about
it's
that.
a moon.
Yeah. I just
because
called
like
it
yeah,
Damoon.
everything else is like the moon of Jupiter. What's it called?
Neptune.
Titan. But then you got things that's like
Titan.
DPS 664 whatever. I'm just like, why that long ass name?
Please don't fact check our astronomy facts.
Yeah, I think Saturn has a moon called Go to.
I think all that space stuff is pretty fucking cool.
What,
Yeah, it's
but
pretty
like,
fascinating.
It really is.
there has to be like other life though, right?
Oh
it's
yeah,
like-
no
it's like-
doubt, no doubt.
Like statistically impossible that there's not other life out there. Like,
What if there isn't though? What
I
if,
mean,
what if this is
there
all it
is,
is? What if this is all it ever is?
I think
All it
there's
ever will
a
be.
theory called like the dark forest or something like that. Well, no, that's not that there's not other stuff out there. That's just like, I think the dark forest theory is that like everybody's like not sending out signals and not like broadcasting themselves into the universe, because like the moment they do, like
All out war.
something gets them, like whether it be like
like an entity,
like some type of entity or space being.
space cowboy.
Well, we'd be dead if that were the case, because we've
Well-
sent out so many.
But I mean, we
But I
can't
mean,
go.
the universe is like massive.
Like we can't get
Yeah.
out of our solar system with that stuff.
Yeah.
Though. Where's
That's true.
Elon's car at? He shot it into the space. Where's
That's
that at?
still traveling out there somewhere.
Like where is it?
It's just
Has it passed like Jupiter yet? Or like
ooh,
they don't know.
probably. I mean, there's probably a tracker or something, but the whole idea was to get it to Mars.
Can you imagine if you're an alien, you just see her? It's like
You wouldn't even hear it because it's
Yeah,
just
it's an electric
electric.
car.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
But,
on a rocket, but
It's crazy. Like I see it. What was it? Was it the James Webb Telescope that they
Yeah.
recently sent
yeah,
out
James
there?
Webb.
And that shit's captured so many amazing images.
Yeah.
It
Dude.
discovered a new black hole that's like 33 million times bigger than our fucking
yeah,
sun.
and they make noise. Black holes make noise.
Oh, it's like a ooh or something like that.
Bro, that's like literally like
It's
Marvel
so cool,
stuff.
man. It's so fucking cool. It's just like
Thought you were doing a Minecraft zombie for a second.
What if the black hole?
just give him a didgeridoo. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
What if
I
the
don't
black
know, it
hole was
sounds-
just like, what if they went up to a black hole, like we somehow developed the technology, and it was just like, hello.
Or that meme that we kept doing at the theater.
Oh,
oh. That'd be fucking great.
Yeah, I
What
would suggest, like, if you like space stuff, have you ever, like, watched the original Cosmos series?
With what was this guy's name?
Carl Sagan?
No, I haven't, but I've heard of it.
You gotta watch it.
I'm actually terrified of space, deep space. It terrifies me. Just the thought terrifies me. Like I can't even look at like videos of like rockets launching into space.
Because you have that like megalophobia thing. Is that what it's called?
It's
Yeah.
kind of that, but it's also just like looking
The
back
sheer
at the earth.
vastness of it all.
Yeah, like looking back at the earth and like that's it. That's all it is. That just it
And you're just this
just
minuscule
terrifies
speck.
me. But I do
Pretty
have
flat looking.
I do have megalophobia. I haven't been like diagnosed, but I'm pretty sure it's true. Because I get like terrified.
Because that's like the
at
like,
like just videos of like
scared
big
of
things.
like or the fear of like things bigger than you, right, or something like that. Like or just
For me, it's very specific. It's like really big things in the distance. So like
Mm.
like there's just one image of I'll put it up on screen of like this like big statue. Yeah, there it is. You see it? There it is.
Wow.
right there. Oh my god.
Isn't technology amazing?
Get it off! Okay, it's gone. But yeah, like that picture I just showed, where it's like that. It's like this big statue. I think it's in China, off in the distance, and it's so big that it's like miles away, but it looks like it's right outside your window.
Mm-hmm. Funny thing, last week I was my coworker and I we were
In China.
yeah, we were like talking about like statues, and I for some reason thought that the statue in Brazil, the I can't remember what it's called.
Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus with his hands all out and shit.
Yeah.
Like that's not that. It's big, but it's not that big,
I mean, it's
right?
yeah.
Like when you go up to holy shit. I can't remember the exact meters that it was in size, but the biggest thing there is in terms of statue is
Dude.
like 136 meters or something like
probably
that.
that fucking Chinese thing I just
Yeah,
talked about.
there's something in India that's similar too,
Ugh.
and it's like I think below in terms of size, but it's like massive. Like you are literally
Also
a speck
mount-
next to it.
Also mountains. I don't like mountains.
So does it
I'm
get
gonna,
like?
I'm gonna put up examples.
Does it get?
Those are examples. Now go away.
Does it get better or worse? Like if you were to get close to it,
Probably worse.
you think?
Well,
Because then you like can't really even
Yeah.
see all of it because you're right
Yeah.
next to it.
Right. I would think it gets worse because like the closer you're getting, the bigger it's getting, and it's just towering over you.
I don't know. I've never like seen anything too bad.
You know what will
Sometimes-
definitely get him? The Pyramid of Bass Pro Shop in Las Vegas. That shit's huge.
I was lost at Bass Pro Shop. I was like, where is this going?
Yeah. I was a little thrown off for a second.
But yeah, I don't know. It depends. I'm gonna have to take a trip to the mountains one time and see if I
Yeah.
have a panic attack and
Well,
convulse
we're in
on
North
the floor.
Carolina. So
Boys trip to the mountains.
Boys,
boys.
Skinny Malone and the gang.
It'll suck for me because I'm pretty easily like,
You get car sick, right?
yeah. Like me driving, fine, whatever. Then,
Did you get car sick like that?
yeah. As a kid, I used to, before going to school, or not before going to school, but once we got into the car and we just started driving, this was all down in Florida when I lived there. There's no mountains there. Everything's just flat as fuck, straight. That's it, right? I would get car sick for some reason, so we'd always bring a little plastic baggie just so I can like puke into it. And I was like, all right, I'm good.
Oh man,
And it was like every morning. Now I'm better about it. It doesn't happen. But when I was in California seeing my brother, he's like, oh, look, I got a Tesla. Oh. And so, like, I was with him in the passenger seat, and any point in time, my stomach was just fucked up. It was feeling
Was it because like the
awful.
roads were bumpy, or
I think it's a mix of both. The roads are pretty bumpy there. They're pretty bad. But I think it's also for the fact that Tesla has this thing that's, like, called rejuvenating brakes. Rejuvenate.
or like harvest
something like
energy
that.
from the
Yeah, so it'll... I think it's this thing where it apparently, like, automatically brakes, but just a small amount to put energy back into the car.
Mhm.
So you're not supposed to feel it, but you kind of feel it. It's nothing like shit, like you're going to smack your face in the windshield. You know, it's just like you feel the movement. It's like small teetering back and forth. And so I think with the mix of both of those, it just really, like, scrambled my stomach, dude.
So
I
you
was
think-
like,
I don't like Teslas.
So you probably also get like seasick, right?
couldn't say. I've never...
Never been on a boat?
I've been on one boat in Miami, and it was a fun one because it was one of those like, oh, take a trip around my downtown Miami and look at all like the stars house. And I just remembered like this massive hand coming up, and I was like, who's that? It's like, oh, that's Shaquille O'Neal. I'm like, oh shit. Yeah, he has like a house there, and so it's like it's like a tour of like the stars, like you just see a tour. It's a tour of Miami, but you'll like on occasions like you'll see their houses, like star houses.
He's like, how you doing this? Wanna know how I know your name?
But like that's the only boat.
Shaquille O'Neal, that's all I know.
That's the only boat I've been on. I can't recall ever being on any other boat.
If I ever went on a boat, I think I'd probably just end it all.
Yeah, no mountains,
Have you
no
ever
boats.
been on a boat though? To say
I
that?
think if I went like on a cruise ship and you went way out and it was just deep blue, I think I'd probably be like, well, that's it.
It is pretty
This time
like
just call it, cash my check, I'm out.
it's a pretty
clocking out.
surreal experience being in the middle of the ocean. But I will say like
I just could not, dude.
being on a cruise though, like the days like out at sea are like sometimes more fun than like when you're docked somewhere and like doing local stuff. Because they had like when I went on one, we had like an arcade on the cruise.
You throw people over.
And so I would just like go and play. They had like an initial D machine in the arcade, so I'd just like go down there.
Oh, nice.
And it was like a little teen club. Made some friends.
Doesn't it rock? Like,
The only time I really remember it rocking really bad was when we were docked. I can't remember where it was, like what city we'd stopped in, but I guess because like
it was
Where it was-
1931. We're on this ship called Titanic.
where it was docked, like the waves
That was
only have
way
so far.
before.
To
That
move.
was like 1911. So
Only have like so far to move, so
The
it's
gun.
like just rocking it back and forth. But other than that,
Jeez.
it wasn't that bad.
I
yeah,
saw
you
this.
probably wouldn't like driving in Florida, at least in like the Keys area,
You don't
because
tell me what I won't like.
just
You don't
'cause
tell me what I don't like.
there's a portion of it. I can't remember what part it is, but I think somewhere near the Keys. I can't remember. And you just see all these Carnival cruise ships lined up one behind the other, or
Those
just
might not
all
be too
around
bad,
you.
though.
Yeah, that's where I
But they're
launched
like
from
fucking
was Florida
massive.
when I went on a cruise.
For some reason, boats don't do it. For me, it's very specific. It's very specific
Mm.
things.
Have you like been close to a cruise ship though?
No.
It's kind of like
You're,
But, like,
spec
it's
next to it.
it's
But, like,
shocking the first time you see
Yeah.
one.
But like the videos that I see don't scare me. So like if I saw it in real life, I'd probably be like shocked, but I wouldn't
Yeah.
be like terrified.
Well,
but
but-
like videos that scare me, I know if I saw it in real life, I would.
Yeah, I wouldn't say videos is the same experience as
Oh, it's scary enough for me.
really even through videos.
I hate it. I can't look at like super huge, like megalophobic things.
I can't say I have a fear of something, but if I look at like that trypophobia thing that people hate,
That's
like
just nasty.
it's just nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just
The
ruins my
first time
appetite.
I'm like, okay, it's not that bad, but the longer I look at it, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah,
I start getting uncomfortable because then my mind starts processing like, just like, why it's like that or how it's like that.
For me, I just imagine like what if that's like in your food and you don't know it. For me,
Keep
it's always
eating that.
like, for me, it always goes to like eating it for some reason. Like when I see disgusting things,
Yeah,
I'm
I
always
saw
like,
one where like
imagine that
somebody
in your
did it
mouth.
with like peanut butter on their hand. I was like, okay, why do you got to do that now?
So do you get grossed out by like patterns, or is it just like specifically like holes in organic things that like?
it's kind of patterns, because if I look at a snake and like they move their scales, it's like
that is a little unsettling.
it's a little it's
Oh, like when they're like
it's like
slithering
disgusting
and
to
kind of
me.
like it's kind of like pulling with them or
Yeah.
something like that.
it's
It's
like
like a weird thing.
it's like disgusting to me. I can't handle it.
Mm.
I hate it. I should probably turn my phone off so I don't play the Amogus sound. Wait, I can do it. Wait. Isn't it the Amogus, the
Sure.
imposter?
I guess.
I mean, I
It's pretty close.
I can't do a 1-to-1,
You gave
Dennis.
it you gave it a good try.
Keep in mind, his wind noise was. Meanwhile, he's like. Meanwhile, he's like, that's not exactly what the Amogus sound.
I had to like think for a second about what the sound was,
I was doing that. Wow.
because it's been like so long since I've like seen anybody play Among Us. Like,
Dude, XQC plays it.
I don't like that game. It got boring.
I was
after,
actually
like,
gonna say
2
that
tries.
guy. I was like, damn.
No.
Shots fired at XQC.
No.
Dude, okay, XQC.
we're
I'm
starting
sorry.
beef right here, right now.
Kinda. I'm sorry, XQC. I just don't know what you're saying. I never know. When I see XQC clips and like other streamers are talking to him and they're like, it's like Mizkip or something, and he's like, well, that's a naughty name now. It's like Ludwig, and he's like, yeah, you know, I'm just playing this game, and then XQC is just like, and
I don't know that I've ever seen an XQC video.
Yeah.
and
I've seen
Ludwig,
a
I know-
clip where he like it's just what's
Like
the word
raging.
like yeah, like you can't understand anything he
I've,
says.
like-
You
Yeah.
catch like glimpse.
I just don't know how they, and like people will talk to him and they know what he's saying. I'm just
Yeah.
like, how? I can't understand anything. It's frustrating.
So what is he like British, or is he like?
He's
I
like
think he's
French Canadian.
Yeah, French.
Mm.
Yeah. I remember he was
The
playing. I think it was
worst
like
amalgamation
Siege
of
with some
things.
friends or whatever. In this clip I had saw, and he just started like rambling on, and then you caught like 4 of the words, and his friend is just like, "Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what the fuck you just told me." And he's just there smiling, laughing about it.
That's what I would say all the time.
That's all. That's
I
your
did.
entire
I
interaction
don't
history
know
is just.
what you're
I
saying
don't know
right
what
now.
you're saying, bro.
I don't. It's like Boomhauer, but like worse, because it's like at 100 miles an hour. It really is kind of like Boomhauer. That character was based on a real person, apparently.
Oh,
that,
yeah?
That the creator of the show, I guess, knew. I think they all are. I think Bill, Dale,
Oh, I'm
Hank, and all
sure.
of them are based on. I think Hank was like his dad or something, and he's like Bobby, the creator. I don't know. Probably wrong, but I just
Don't
I know
quote
I
me
know
on that.
Boomhauer is based on a real man. He exists.
Yeah, sounds believable. I've met people in real life that like, I remember, and I guess it was after high school, but I was like, kind of playing music with some people, and like we always like practice in their garage or whatever, and then one day their mom was there, and it was like the most like backwoods accent I've ever heard. Like I could not understand what they were saying. Like I'm pretty good at understanding accents, and like I just could not decipher what was coming out of her mouth.
It's like that show Clarkson's Farm.
Oh,
where
that one,
they
dude.
have that one guy, you know, he's got badass looking with a mullet and everything, and you just
Yeah.
can't understand shit he's saying. He'll like say 5 words that make sense to you, and then the rest is just like, what?
Yeah.
Speaking of XQC, that brought up a topic I was thinking about where when you think about like these really big names in like entertainment online, you think these people, like, most of them, like, just started streaming and then they just became like millionaires, like, Hassan or XQC or whatever. But like,
Well, I guess Hassan started off on
I was gonna say,
like the Young Turks or whatever back in the day.
like, when you look up the background of like a lot of these people, a lot of them were like in LA already and like pretty well established and like making a lot of money before they even started streaming. Like, I don't know about XQC, but obviously, Hassan was like, he was like a millionaire model before he started streaming. And like, YouTubers, I don't want to like diss people. I don't want to like name too many names, but they're just like people that, like, you think came from
like seemingly nowhere.
Yeah, from like nothing, but like they were like, I got this deal from Cartoon Network, and it's like, what? Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty odd.
It's pretty weird. Same thing with musicians too.
And like so many musicians were like already related to somebody that was famous or wealthy or
like there's just one picture of somebody who was like standing next to like Tupac in a picture, and it was like, oh, well, I guess that's how you got famous. It was somebody. It's not like J. Cole or anybody. I don't know if he was even old enough to be standing next to Tupac. Tupac was alive, but it was somebody who like raps now, and they're like, oh, I came, all rappers are like, I came from nothing. I came from the bottom. But it's like, here's this picture of me from 1996 next to Tupac.
I guess it's like, what was his name? Can't believe I forgot his name. Dave Grohl. He started off in Nirvana. He was just their drummer.
Yeah.
And then like he started his own band after Kurt Cobain passed away, and now he's just a big name in that community. Like, he obviously at some point he probably started from nothing.
Yeah.
But people had an idea as to who he was because he was in Nirvana.
It's just weird how like so much of it is like who type thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, but we already had that conversation in the last episode about the bootstraps argument. We're getting rid of. See, that's that topic leaving. we gotta think of something else. What else? What do you got? I got a thing. I think there is a way. If you ever want to know if someone has dog shit food takes on anything ever, and you can just completely ignore anything they ever have to say or offer about food ever again, all you have to do is ask them, what do you think of Subway? If they say, oh my God, Subway is so nasty, just completely disregard everything they say, because it's just a sandwich. It's a sandwich store. Yeah. It's a ham and cheese store. Yeah. It can't be that bad. People that pretend like Subway is so bad, it's like I
won't say they're bad. They're okay.
It's just a sandwich. Like, I doubt your ham and cheese, your shitty 99-cent ham and cheese you make at 3 a.m. is better than Subway's anyway. So like,
that's fair.
It's just a sandwich. I think the whole like Subway take, I hate it.
I mean, don't they also kind of have a little bit of a bad rep still under them just because of that one guy?
No,
really. I think they're pretty distant from that now.
From now, yeah, okay. But then they also have the foot long things.
Oh yeah, it's not actually a foot long.
It's not actually a foot long. It was like, what, an inch off or something like that?
Something.
It's like it became the whole thing, and then they had the whole tuna scandal. It was like,
oh yeah, it's not tuna.
Not tuna. But they're okay. They wouldn't be my first choice.
Yeah, I mean,
but again,
they just make sandwiches.
Yeah, they just make sandwiches. But I think we can't have that argument that some places do make better.
I do really enjoy the smell of a Subway.
Yeah.
It smells great in Subway.
Yeah.
I like the smell of gas too.
Gas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love smelling gasoline, but you can't do it. You're not supposed to do it.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, and my parents was like,
wrong with you?
Don't do it.
When I was a kid and my parents were like pumping gas, I would like crack my window and just.
Oh, that and like exhaust. Like I remember I'd be like leaving for school in the morning.
Oh yeah.
And like walking behind the car to get in. I'd
You just go right behind
them V8 motors back in the day.
Yeah, no. It's like the whole like freshly cut grass. I love that smell too. Because it's like a mixture of the grass, but then also like the exhaust fumes or whatever coming off of the mower. The gas smoke.
Mower?
What?
Did you mean motor or mower?
Mower. Oh. Yeah, mower. Like coming off, I guess the mower's motor or whatever. Like those smells combined, it's just like, oh man, I love it.
It is pretty good.
It's crazy how like, I guess this could be a topic, how like a smell or a taste can be so nostalgic.
Yeah, I think like smell is like one of your like strongest sensory memories.
Yeah.
Do you? That brings me into another topic where, do you think like our generation, like in particular, has a harder time growing up? Like, do you feel like we've like a way to explain it is that I feel like there are a lot more people now that are like in their mid-20s who are like still driving their mom's car, like staying with their parents and like not having a career, not because they're like lazy, but because they just literally can't afford to do this stuff.
Or there's
So,
like
like,
not opportunities around.
Yeah, like I feel like there's a lot of people now that are in their mid-20s that like are still like living under their parents' house.
Yeah,
And I feel
that's
like
the only like, unless you
I
like
feel like
started a like career like straight out of high school, like most
Yeah.
people can't afford a house much, and like or would like struggle to afford an apartment, especially if they're like living by themselves.
I wonder if like that phenomena means that like we have a harder time growing up, and like we're way more nostalgic as a generation because like we just miss childhood, because like now like it's hard to feel like an adult when like you're not really able to do much like adult things besides like drive yourself and like pay some bills and like go to work, but like like older generations, like they were like in their 20s and like married with like a house and, like, a car, and like
I mean, you could say that now about like this generation coming up though, because there are people who are like 19, 20 and they're married. Some of my friends straight out of high school got married right away.
Yeah,
I'm just like, how the fuck are you able to do that?
But I mean, like getting married is like, but that's not like a thing that you have to like spend a lot of money on. If you
Right, but I mean, like getting married and then like being able to do all this. Like I know one of the, I don't talk to them now, but I knew them because they were somebody I knew, and straight out of high school they got married, got a kid. I was like, dude, slow down already, because a kid's a lot of fucking money already.
yeah.
Well, some people
And
just
then
do
they
that.
just have their own house. I'm like, how the fuck do you afford all this? Some people immediately after high school moved out of their fucking parents' house. I'm like, how are you able to do this? You just got out of high school. What the fuck have you been doing these 4 years that got you to pay rent for a fucking house? Or just own an apartment or whatever. It's just like, how? Like, how the fuck? I'm still living with my mom.
I feel like that's a thing, but I feel like the overarching like sentiment of like our generation is that like we're kind of like flat broke, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people feel like really broke,
And it's, and I think like my generation, y'all's generation, like the next generation's coming up, like a lot of people, I know you hear like people don't want to work, but like yeah, people want to work,
Yeah,
but
it's
they
impossible to
want
get.
they want to like
They
be
want
paid a
fulfillment.
reasonable
Yeah.
wage and like
Yeah.
be able to live a life and not just have to work 3
they
jobs.
want fulfillment and comfort, you know.
Like yeah, I don't want to work because it's
Yeah,
not
it's-
worth it. Like
Yeah.
all my money's gonna go to bills. Like why would I
Yeah.
like?
There's like a burnout I think that we're feeling.
Yeah, and there's just
But
weird.
it's hard to like kind of quantify it, because like everyone's telling you, like all the Zoomers are calling you a boomer, and like all the older generations just calling you like a like lazy me. So like, but some people are saying, yeah, I feel you. So like it's kind of hard to get like a gauge on like
Yeah.
what to feel, because like everyone's giving you mixed signals, and most of it's negative, which just forces you farther into your position if everyone's like, no, you're wrong.
Right. It's hard to ask people for their opinions on some things, because I'll go, when I'm at work, I'm just like, hey, what do you think of this and that or whatever? One of them was just like, oh, it's super fucking easy to get a job now. I'm like, no, it's not. Like, it really isn't, because...
You can get a job, but it's probably
It's
gonna
like-
suck.
Yeah, it's not fulfilling at all.
Exactly. But it's just like, it
Fast
feels
food,
impossible because they don't have... They just... Yeah, no, you don't meet the requirements. But it's like, how the fuck am I supposed to meet that, you know?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous what they ask for when it's just a quote-unquote low-end job or whatever.
It's
Yeah,
even
like
worse.
You need a bachelor's degree to make minimum wage.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's even worse when like college is supposed to be like the great equalizer for that type of stuff. Like
Right.
if you get the education, then you're qualified. But even people are like, they go to college, they graduate, but like whatever degree, but they're still like just working like a fast
Yeah.
food job to
'Cause
pay off student loans.
lot
Like
of
like
it's
really
like-
all they inherited was student loans.
Like a lot of it's luck or like being in the right place at the right time
Yeah.
or like knowing somebody. That's how like most
Yeah.
people get in.
yeah, that's kind of how I got my job.
Yeah.
I had an internship that I was lucky enough that my teacher signed me up for, and I did it with my I guess boss. I mean, I wasn't really employed, but my my mentor. Is that what an intern boss is? The Mark Bowles was the guy that worked at Pure Allure Photography, and his wife Rachel. Hi, I love you guys. I worked there for a little bit, and then I met Caswell Turner. Put on the claps. Put on the clappers. Clap for the thing for the podcast. Woo!
Wow.
Big ups. And then she was like, "Hi." Mark was like, "This is Danny. He's a graphic designer." And she was like, "Oh, neat." And then she handed me her card and was like, "I have a design studio. Hit me up if you ever want to, talk business." And I was like, "Cool." And then after my internship was over, I was sitting at home and I tried to get a job, and everyone was like, "No," and I was like, "I'm all out of options." And I remember I went in my book bag and I was like, "Wait, I got a card from this lady and she had a design firm." And then I looked at the card and called the number, and then I set up an interview, and that's how I got the spot.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Bada bing, bada boom. Don't tell Tony about the gabagool, eh? Well, yeah, that's how it worked out. But I feel like that's very lucky.
Yeah.
I feel like there are a lot of people like me that didn't get that, and it's like, yeah.
And I mean, like, yeah, you can like get there through hard work and perseverance, but not everybody can get there through hard work and perseverance. Otherwise, everybody be working their dream job, and it just doesn't work like that, unfortunately.
I don't see how, like, so many people struggle with all this, and you just got people, "Hey, look, I made a TikTok and I'm blowing the fuck up." I'm like, what?
And the idea that like anybody can be a millionaire,
it's
like,
not. Yeah,
that's literally not true.
No.
Like, millionaires make money off of people that aren't millionaires. Exactly. Like, that's how it works.
Yeah.
Like, Amazon wouldn't be a business if everyone just had their own Amazons.
Yeah.
But you got all these like self-help people like, "Oh, you can do this," but like it's really like, "I made all this money off of you schmucks." Like,
it's like
I got really lucky during the Bitcoin era. And
I can't believe you idiots believe anything coming out of my mouth.
It's like the what's it called? Oh my god.
What were you saying, Dennis?
I don't even. Oh my god.
Insert TV static.
I'll be honest, I don't even know what you said.
He didn't quite say it.
Or, I don't know. What happened?
Dude, welcome back. Sometimes it just feels, it's just so fun doing this that you forget you're doing it for YouTube. This is going to the internet. Sometimes I forget that. It's weird. People are
whole interwebs.
People are gonna hear this.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, no, people are definitely gonna want to hear this.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I feel like because of that like feeling that we all seem to feel, it seems hard to like kind of feel like an adult sometimes. And I wonder if like, all these Marvel movies, like, oh, Spider-Man's coming back, Fantastic Four's coming back. I feel like they're just kind of cashing in on that like overall nostalgia.
Yeah.
That we all feel because we all just want to go back to being kids. Because
I don't know if it's
this sucks.
I don't know if it's necessarily that. I think there are like obviously older generations that still like have nostalgia and stuff. And I think the people that don't or like aren't super nostalgic are like people with kids.
Yeah,
probably because like they have to take care of their kids. So like all they know how to do is like go to work, take care of their kid. Like they have such little time to really like.
I could definitely say that for my mom, just because most of her life she's been a single mother, and she had to take care of two kids. Me and my brother, and we were little. Well, he wasn't an asshole, but I was an asshole, and she fucking. She powered through that.
Yeah.
So
that's always kind of like scary for me. Like when I think about kids, it's like, okay, but like I might have to like put my life on hold for like 20 plus years. Like it seems kind of like a long commitment. I don't know about that.
I think I'll just not.
I think I'll just not say what I was about to say. But nostalgia makes me think of those field trip hamburgers that we used to eat back in the day. Wasn't them some bitches good? You guys remember those field trip burgers?
No.
You remember the field trip burgers, Dennis?
No, because my mom always gave me like a Lunchables.
What kind of special?
I went to a public school.
Well, your high school was kind of special.
Well, yeah, they definitely were. Yeah, it was only like 100 of us at that, but I mean, there was nothing special about it, really. It was the idea, the way that they implemented it.
I mean, it was in
like
Florida, right? That's like
yeah, we're pretty special in Florida.
You know, I've heard that like the whole Florida man meme came from the fact that I think in Florida, I think you can like all like is it like police reports are public? So like like anytime something happens, it's in the public. So like that's why we think Florida has more crime. It's just because they report it more. But like
Probably.
it's probably the same everywhere else. But like that Florida man meme just came from the
Couldn't tell you.
the iconic
I
Florida man article that you
Yeah.
hear every day.
I could buy into that.
Y'all got crocodiles though.
Crocodiles.
Well, it's alligators,
pythons.
right? It's alligators in
I think
Florida.
technically both. Just depends where you're
Probably.
at.
Bofa.
But
Crocodiles are in Australia, right?
they're
I mean, like
anywhere that's like salt water.
Yeah.
I
like-
think.
like there's a difference
The
between
crocodile hunter was
Okay,
definitely.
there,
like
But
there's
no, I
a,
think they do have
um,
crocs there.
there's
there's
a difference between
there's
alligators
difference
and-
because it's more of the snout. Alligators have a pointy snout. Crocs have a very broad. Like,
one goes and the other goes
Yeah.
Just like that.
Oh,
yeah.
just like that.
Animal facts.
Yeah. Crocodile
Fact
Dundee
of
would
the
go,
day right there.
Hello, mate. We're here in Australia, and this crocodile over here goes. And that was the end of the show. He would go off, he would leave, and then he would. That would be it.
I miss that show.
Rip to the legend.
For real.
Doesn't he have a son that does what he
Son
does?
and daughter.
Yeah.
They both practically do the same. But
And his wife's
I think
still
the
like,
daughter.
active too.
Yeah, I think the daughter though stopped for a while because she's married and is having
She had
a
a kid, right?
Yeah.
I kind of wonder about stuff when I see things like that. I kind of wonder if it's like, did you really want to do this, or did you do it because your dad is like the most iconic man to ever do this? So like you kind of had to.
Well, they probably like grew
feel
up
like-
around it, so
yeah.
it's probably like what they like enjoyed and loved.
Yeah, but like, even in that like instance, like was it their choice? Like they grew up around it, and it
I
was.
mean, I'm sure there was enough
Yeah.
money there to where they could have done whatever they wanted, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they did exactly what their dad did.
Again, yeah, but it's one of those things. I see what the point you're trying to get at is like, was it either forced on him or
What
Like-
Or do
like,
you just
not
think
even-
like he took like the easy path? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, well, like not even like force. It's just kind of like this general, not anxiety, but like this general like pressure. Where like if my dad is LeBron James, I'm going to.
You
the
better be
NBA.
good at basketball.
Yeah, like I'm going to the NBA. Like there's not really any choice.
Yeah.
Like even if LeBron James never tells Bronny, you don't have to play like you don't have to play. Like he's still gonna play because his dad does it, which
Yeah.
kind of seems
It's
like
more like societal pressure.
yeah. Like was that really your choice? Like you just happened to birth the next basketball player. You just happened to birth the next Irwin that's gonna look at
But
crocodiles.
it's only one of his kids though, right? That went into it.
No,
or
both.
Did both of them went. Okay.
Bryce and Bronny are both. And I didn't even know Bryce existed until he started playing basketball. I'm going to be honest. I only knew of Bronny, but apparently, yeah. I just wonder. Sometimes it's kind of weird. Like I kind of wonder, like if my parents were like the best at something. Like if my dad was like the Lewis Hamilton,
Right.
and I was like,
I wish
well,
your dad was Lewis Hamilton. No offense to your dad. Your dad's super cool, but
my dad is Lewis Hamilton. He
He's
looks,
pretty killer at bowling, I'll tell you that.
he looks he's a little darker, but that's him pulling up. But yeah, he's alright.
Nice.
He's alright at bowling. We're better. Me and Brandini and Dennis.
Yeah, but it was three of us against him, and he was keeping up that day when we were all there.
Fucking no one cares, dude.
did you see me slinging them balls?
We're gonna start a bowling league though. Skinny Malone and the gang is gonna start a bowling league.
I wonder how many people you have to like be
I
on
don't
a
know.
team.
Let's
I
see.
don't know.
I know they do like
I'll look it up right
they'll
now.
do like duos,
Like
but I don't know
local
if there's,
champion, like local tournaments would be like probably like you probably have 3 and be like fine.
probably. I just don't know if it's like 3 or 4.
We could win it, dude. We could do it. We could do it.
Just go into like one of those like beginner leagues where they
Yeah.
like give you your own ball at the end.
Yeah, we could do it, bro. We just gotta get some practice.
I don't know. My strat is always going to be just
Uh,
throw the ball as hard as I possibly can and try to aim
it
it.
says
See,
here.
I do it kind of slow. My strat is to like roll it really slow so I can like take time to aim it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like if I throw it too fast,
if
I don't aim it at
If I
all.
like went and practiced, that's probably more what I would do. But because I'd never go bowling, like
Yeah.
I just have to.
It seems like the strat is just to hawk that shit as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Like the pros send it down like 80
Yeah,
miles an
no,
hour.
They throw that shit hard. Most bowling leagues consist of teams of 3 to 5 players.
Oh,
There
we
go,
got it.
got three.
We
got
got
3.
it. Skinny Malone in the game.
Yeah.
The bowling league. What if we become the next top 3 bowling?
That'd be pretty cool.
Who do you think you are? I am.
I love that video.
That guy owned up to it. You see, like he did an interview and he was
Oh,
like,
really?
They were like, "Why did you say that?" And he was like, "Cause who did that guy think he was? I am." That was his response. What a
so
Chad.
funny.
What a based Chad.
Based.
Booey. Wait. I have it. Wait. Base. There we go. That was good. What if that doesn't come up in the recording and
And
I
you just sound dumb.
Yeah,
Just
we
like,
just-
bass.
wait, guys, I got something for you. Base.
It's like,
Woo!
something's
I mean, it
supposed to happen.
would arguably be funnier.
Yeah, it would be.
Woo! How does he do it? Yeah, Skin One in the Game Bowling League. It's coming. Don't worry.
To a theater near you.
Skin One in the Game Bowling in theater near you.
Just when you thought it was safe to go back to the theater.
Metal Gear. Guys. I love Metal Gear Solid. I missed that game.
I've never really played enough of Metal Gear to have an
Yeah.
opinion on it.
I played the 4th one, Sons of the Patriot.
Sniper Wolf.
No, sorry, not Guns of the Patriot. And that was what got me to go away from Metal Gear. Because, for one, story is fucking stupid. You don't understand it.
That's
And
Kojima.
then, yeah. And then the fact that he makes you go through a button mashing hell level where you're just pressing the triangle button trying to get away from this giant microwave that's heating you up.
What?
Like, because
It's like somebody left the door open in the kitchen on the microwave and it's, they're like, press
so it's
start.
pretty much just this like really long tunnel. Your dude's old as fuck. Stink is old, so he's just crawling through.
You're talking
this,
about
like,
Metal Gear 4?
yeah, Guns of the Patriot, and
Isn't it
just
called like 4 different things though?
no. There's Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriot, then there's Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of the Patriot. It's different. Either ways, back what I was saying. You're crawling through this, like, it's towards the last level, end of the game. You're crawling through this tunnel. Guy's, like, dying slowly, heating
Oh,
up.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it's just literally a microwave you're
That
walking
sounds
through.
horrifying.
Yeah.
You know, at first you think, okay, it's not that bad. And you're just smashing the triangle button. You're going at it for, like, 2 minutes. Mashing the triangle button. Now that might have been a long time because I was a kid, so I was just like, "Oh my god, when's this ending?" I don't know about how it is now.
And the game's just like, what a thrill.
Yeah, that's a song. Cool character, cool game, but
That ladder scene was so, I hate it. People like, dude, it's so genius. That's why it made the song and you climb a big ladder. It's like, it's dumb. You just climb a ladder for like a minute and then this woman, just this random woman, is just down at the bottom of the ladder, like, what a thrill. You're the
this is definitely not the sound effect.
not for. What if it's just Snake? It's just Snake singing it. the whole
Just there
time.
whispering it to himself.
All the gamers know what I'm talking about.
But those, I think Kojima with those games definitely brought some cool. What's the word I'm looking for?
He brought some uniqueness. I don't know. I
A
don't.
lot of uniqueness to
He's
how
definitely
like
got ideas.
yeah.
They
Like-
are. He does have
Yeah.
ideas.
It's cool just because like one of those bosses in like the third game, I think it was Snake Eater. It was this guy you fight who was like top of the line sniper.
Oh
He
yeah,
was,
the
like,
old man.
This old man. You
Yeah.
had like 4 different methods to defeat the guy.
Yeah.
Either snipe him from afar, let the game run for like 2 weeks straight, and he just dies of old age.
That's funny.
I'm just like, how the fuck does
I
he
heard-
think of this?
I heard a lot of that stuff wasn't just Kojima though. I heard a lot of the like stuff that's.
I mean, there's
like
more
the-
people at it, no doubt.
Yeah, I heard that like that Kojima gets credit for a lot of things, that there was this other guy that also had ideas.
Mm.
Like I think one of the things
Kojima's Ghost Rider.
Ghost Jima. I think one of the bosses in that game had like a weird way to kill them, and that completely wasn't Kojima's idea, but we just say it is because we don't know the other guy's name.
There's like so many stories coming out of that because apparently like they really, I won't say harassed, but they just, Kojima wanted to leave that place because they knew they only wanted him for Metal Gear.
Yeah,
And that's it. So they try to milk the fuck out of Metal Gear so much.
and then
They practically ruined it. And then I think it was like a signed contract for him to leave or something like that. Because there was something that that made him have to stay there for a while. And then he left, and then now we got Death Stranding. It's like,
yeah, that was good.
yeah, that was great. It's so good. It's getting a second one.
I installed it recently. I'm gonna play it.
I only played 4 hours of it when it first came out, and never again. It's literally I'm not gonna say anything because I don't want to ruin it for you.
I mean, I've watched some people like play like some of it.
I've watched 40 minutes of it and completely stopped.
It's just like, no hate to the guy. I love the guy, but man,
I just think like the game's got to be fun. Like like if the game, like if the world you're in is like this dark, depressing world, it's like okay, but like you still gotta make that fun. You can't make the game actually depressing just because the world is depressing.
It's literally just a walking simulator.
Like
you're
Fallout,
walking around.
like Fallout New Vegas is a depressing game, but it's still fun.
I'm down for a walking sim.
Eventually, it becomes easier because then you can create a whole bunch of like zipline systems and stuff like that.
Make a little motorbike and stuff.
Yeah, but it's just like, I tried, man. I tried playing through it, but I couldn't.
But I'm getting a call. I'm getting feed from the Cicada Studios news network. We're talking too much about games. It's time to wrap it up. So this has been the first official episode, and there wasn't a one that we lost episode of Cicada.
It's the abridged series.
Well, the channel is CicadaCast. This is Game Alone in the Game podcast. It's the first official episode, which the other one is still up. So I guess this is just number 1. There's a 1 on this title. So
nice.
That's it.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. What a dream. Okay, bye.